Happy Sunday, beautiful people. Everybody in the house hanging out already. Deshaun, first one. I saw you when you came in, sis. Happy Sunday. Mom, shalom, shalom. Elijah, peace and blessings. Beloved family, may the Creator Eoa be with you all. Nazarene the same. Grand Rising family lamb. Tabitha, Keon Cooper is her son's account. Greetings. Levon, hey girl, hey. BC, top of the day, family. Eternal learner. Light and love. Hold on. I'm a newbie. What is the acronym? What acronym? What is the acronym? What acronym? CGG? Is that what you're talking about, CGG? Create a gang gang. If that's the acronym you're talking about. On the word of work, tick for be safe. Says yes, creator is undefeated. Let's see. Oh, EOA. Actually, that's not an acronym. That's actually a name of the creator. Some people pronounce it EOA. Some people say Jehovah. But we learn about that particular acronym or way of pronouncing the creator's name in Owaski, and it actually explains it. It's actually like the sound of the wind. I forget exactly which part. It's in there in a couple places in Owaski, but it goes into a little bit of detail on how people began to pronounce the creator's name Eoa, right? And how it changed over time. And then we got Jehovah and then Yehovah and all those different pronunciations depending on what part of the world you were from. Why people fighting over the name, right? Nowadays I'm just like Jehovah, Yahweh, Yehovah, Yahweh Shai. No, it's not. No, Yahweh Shai. They're referring to a savior. Some of them I'm still like, we need to educate you a little bit. But other names of the creator, I stopped arguing with people about it because it's a moot point. Auntie Belinda Brown, hey girl, hey. Avia, shalom, sis. You finally got a name you can use. Blessed be the most holy. I call him the most holy. That's my most intimate term. All right, and everybody else here already hanging out in the background, top of the day to you. Did I skip over anybody? Yes, I did. How can I skip over my girl, Jamia? Hey, girl, hey. You know what? I've been seeing a message that you sent me. I'm not exactly sure what it is. But every time I remind myself to go back to my inbox later, I forget. I'm kind of backed up on messages right now, so I'm sorry. If it's something important, I promise you, probably by the end of the day, I'm going to get to it. All right, y'all. And I think it was sending Messenger. I had to delete Messenger last night because every time me and my husband go out, the kids like nonstop are calling one another, my nieces and nephews, and everybody, all the adults' phones go off because a lot of time they may be using our phone or one of our devices. So I get my cousins, my sister's phone, my nieces, everybody's phone rings off the hook when one child calls, right? I mean, I guess that's all right, but it's a little bit nerve-wracking at times. So we was out at the comedy club last night, having a good time. I tell y'all who we met last night, got to meet and greet. Let's get into the reading. Because I got a few words to say about the person that took the picture of us. But we'll say that for the end. Maybe my husband will come down here and we'll have something fun to share with y'all about last night. Okay, y'all. It is Sunday. Happy Sunday, June 11th, 2023, day 53 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. And of the 5-year consecutive day count, it is day 1432. Today, we are finishing up the book of Moses, the last part, book of Moses, part 4, and we're going to begin on page 302. And we actually probably going to have time to get into the next book, The Glory of Kings, right? So with that being said, Father, we thank you that you are not only the preserver, you are also the maintainer. All right, y'all. So let's get going. Page 302, chapter 10. The Jacobites decide to steal the land of milk and honey. See, you know what? This is probably, aside from the Owaski, this is on point, letting us know the shenanigans that Israel was on. Right? Because now that we know that they were listening to a false God most of the time, right? They was stealing people's land. They was murdering. And the false God had them believe that his voice was the voice of true God, right? The more they listened to the voice of the false God, true God's voice just got more distant from them, and they couldn't tell right from wrong. And they actually began to think the wrong that they were doing was right. The Lord gave us this land. He promised it to us. And they stealing everybody's stuff. I mean, literally stealing everybody's stuff and killing them. Because you didn't obey our God, we can take you out, G. You can hand it over to us. Like Israel was the biggest bullies on the block, right? I'm just saying. I didn't used to think that till I really began to study this and really began to understand what was really going on. I'm like, oh, snap. Talk about a major plot twist. Okay, listen. Verse 1, page 302. Having crossed the Red Sea, the Nazarenes and Jacobites marched for many days. Then the Jacobites began to grumble and complain. For behold, they were tired of eating bread and wanted meat. This is Israel. They call them the Jacobites here, right? The 12 sons of Jacob, the 12 tribes that come from Jacob. That's what they're talking about. Then the Jacobites began to grumble and complain, for behold, they were tired of eating bread and wanted meat. We hear about this story in the Old Testament, right? Wherefore the Jacobite high priest Aaron said to Moses, my people want meat. Now that we have crossed the sea, there is no reason to believe that the wild animals on this side have the plague. And besides, we know not that your opinion on the source of the plague was correct. Perhaps the eating of animals with the plague was not the source of our plague. Even so, we have put the plague behind us, and now we'll hunt for meat. Moses advised otherwise, but Aaron refused to listen. So it was that the Jacobites again began eating the flesh of animals, and they went through with their whole priesthood telling you how to cook the meat, how to fry it up. We're going to have cookout out here. But listen, we got to adjust it a little bit. We're only going to use clean animals. Here's the list of animals we can eat. The other ones, the plague might have come from them, right? Pigs, stay away from them. Swine, no, we don't do that. Clean, lamb, bull, goat, sheep, bring it on. Perhaps the eating of animals with the plague was not the source of our plague. Even so, we have put the plague behind us, and now we'll hunt for meat. Moses advised otherwise, but Aaron refused to listen. So it was that the Jacobites again began eating the flesh of animals. The people journeyed many more days. Then the Jacobites again began to grumble and complain. They complained that there were not enough wild animals to provide the quantity of meat they desired. Wherefore Aaron said to Moses, our scouts have spotted small villages of a people not our own. They are unguarded and have herds of sheep. We will attack them and take the sheep. Moses replied, I absolutely forbid this. Let me just highlight this to remind people, if anybody come across this, let them know Moses was not with these shenanigans, right? Moses replied, I absolutely forbid this. Behold, Pharaoh put me in command of all Jews, Jacobites and Nazarenes alike. I forbid that you attack these people, and I forbid that you steal their sheep. We will turn north to avoid their villages. Then we will find your people a place to settle. Aaron laughed mockingly and said, you are no longer in charge of my people. Pharaoh put you in charge only until we found a place to settle. And behold, we have now found the place we will settle. For lo, we will kill the people of these villages and take their lands and homes. For behold, this is a land of milk and honey, and our God wishes to give it to us. Brushing aside the protest of Moses, Aaron declared, we will camp here, unseen by the villagers, and prepare our attack. We will always remember your help, Moses, but your help is no longer needed. You are not our king, neither are you our high priest. Take your Nazarenes and return to Cush. I'm like, all right, Moses, let's roll out, because these jokers about to be in trouble. Chapter 10, the 10 Commandments for all nations and religions. With sorrowful heart, Moses climbed a mount to spend the night in prayer. Moses knew he could not force the Jacobites to obey his words, and he knew that it was time to take the Nazarenes to Cush. But he did not want to leave the Jacobites without wise guidance, and he did not want to leave the villagers to die without warning. And so he went to Jah and Elohim in prayer, and Yahweh spoke to him. Yea, Jah, our God and Goddess transcendent, and Elohim, God and Goddess immanent, whispered in his ear. And Moses desired to write down what was whispered in his ear, but had no parchment. Wherefore he took a stone, the shape of a tablet, and a tool good for carving, and in the stone he chiseled 10 commandments. And these commandments were for the Jacobites and all nations and religions that desire to return to the true Yahweh. For behold, any who have strayed but embrace these 10 commandments will be made ready to receive the Bahir Shabbatayim. And the Bahir Shabbatayim is the way of Yahweh for the people of this world. Receive now the 10 commandments that Moses carved upon the stone tablet, the 10 commandments for all nations and religions. Verse 15. Hear me, O Yisrael, if you would have joy in your life and abundant blessings rather than pain and misery, keep these commandments. That's actually called the Shema. If you read in Exodus, hold on. Is it the Exodus? No, I'm sorry. The Shema, hold on. No. Is it? I forget. I used to say it all the time. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was way off. It's still back there. It's in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4. Hear, O Israel. Okay. Exodus, you put Exodus 6? Hold on, what's the Exodus 6? No, that's not what I was talking about. I'm scrolling through the whole chapter. Yeah, the Shema is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the God is one, and you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. That's the Shema. It's actually quite a few people sung it in different tunes. Okay. All right, let me go back. Verse 15. We can say that. We can all say that. Hold on. Where's my mouse? We can all say that, Tabitha. So can we say the laws was given to the disobedient? Yeah, the law is given to the lawless, right? Those who walk righteously have no need for a law, if that makes sense, right? Because those who walk righteously do not break the laws. Laws are there to guide the lawless, right? Yeah, I agree with that too. So that's why some Hebrews are open to knowledge and some are not. I agree. Shayla, hey girl, hey cousin. Okay, y'all, let's go back. I just started 15. We're on page 303 in the book of Moses in the Holy Megillah, also called the Secret Nazarite Scroll. All right, verse 15. This is the 10 commandments for all nations and religions. This is what Moses is giving to the hard-headed ones, right, that want to stake out and kill these people and take their stuff. Hear me, O Yisrael. Remember, Yisrael here is for those in wrong relationship with Creator. Yisrael, Y-E, is those in right relationship. Hear me, O Yisrael. If you would have joy in your life and abundant blessings rather than pain and misery, keep these commandments. 1. Within the one Yahweh is both God and Goddess. Wherefore, worship both Father God and Mother Goddess, that you be centered in the all. 2. Within the creation is a spark of the Creator. Wherefore, know yourself. 3. Within every culture is a spark of the Creator. Wherefore, respect all living things in a manner that you respect yourself. We clearly see that this is not the 10 Commandments we get today. 4. Yahweh desires that all creatures live in non-violent cooperation. Wherefore, walk softly on Mother Earth, seek non-violence, and make no laws that conflict with the way of Yahweh. 5. Yahweh does not sanction violent warfare. Wherefore, any religion, scripture, or prophet that declares otherwise either lies or is in ignorance and should not be obeyed. Boy, that sums up all just about all the prophets here today in all the churches. Christian, Hebrew, the temples. Oh my gosh. Like you can see that their whole attitude, the way they give messages to people is already, it's like a dog about to take your head off. I'm like, darn, why is y'all so violent? Now, when I was in there, I'm just like, yes, it's the power of the Lord, the anointing on them. Don't you dare put your mouth on a man and a woman of God. They speaking with the power and force. Bro, y'all is ignorant, not ignorant. You ignorant. And people believe it. It's a part of the strong delusion. And you know what? These people are some of the most kindest people, but the religion has got them all chopped and screwed. You know, as you start, when you step away from it for a little bit and you just begin to assess the situation, just think about some stuff and really spend some true time in prayer, not going in prayer with your preconceived teachings about who the Father truly is and how he hates one and loves the other. It just put all that crap aside. Just seriously. Put it all aside. I ain't saying you got to throw it away yet. You eventually gonna throw it away, but for right now, you might not be able to part with your false teachers. Just put it aside for a moment. Put it aside for a moment and act like you've never sat under these type of teachers. Act like you're a blank slate, right? And go before the Father, just pure, humble of heart. Like, you know what? I might not be right. I might have even been taught wrong, right? I'm at least I'm at least considering the option that I might be wrong, right? Because everybody in their religion, they think everybody else's religion is wrong. Let's consider for once if you might be wrong, right? If you go in there with that attitude, you begin to see some things. Look at your comment, Nazarene scene. Look, if you go in there like that, you can begin to take a step back and just observe people. And those say that they know the Father, a lot of times they don't realize they are really in close communion with a false God. Now, false gods don't always give you wrong information. They don't. They really don't, right? But the information that they give you a lot of times is skewed. You know, it's skewed. They'll float they'll give you a lot of the truth too, to float one lie, to keep you in submission to them and their ways, right? Any true God, remember, God is not the creator, right? They simply like the president, right? It's somebody in command for a certain period of time, and the gods and goddesses, they change, right? I know that sounds like blasphemy to Christian and Hebrew ears when you even say goddess, right? Because they discount the woman. Any religion that discounts the woman or make them seem lower than, or you subservient to the males, you off. You're wrong, right? Go talk to your husband first. Creator never said any kind of crap like that. You're both on even levels. Learn how to work together with one another, right? All right, let me get back to this. We're on page 304. Let me just read commandment 4. Yahweh desires that all creatures live in non-violent cooperation. Wherefore, walk softly on Mother Earth, seek non-violence, and make no laws that conflict with the way of Yahweh. Commandment 5, Yahweh does not sanction violent warfare. Wherefore, any religion, scripture, or prophet that declares otherwise, and even though this should just say prophet, just put all the fivefold ministry gifts, right? Apostle, them too. Sometimes they be full of fire, not as much as the prophets, you know, the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, pastors, teachers and preachers, all of them, right? Pastors and preachers is the same one, but y'all get it. All of them. And the ministry of helps everybody. Yahweh does not sanction violent warfare. Wherefore, any religion, scripture, or prophet that declares otherwise either lies or is in ignorance and should not be obeyed. And most of them, it's not that they're lying and they don't feel like they're lying, but they are in complete ignorance. Commandment 6, you shall not kill any creature for pleasure, for profit, nor for food. All right. Commandment 7, you may eat the milk and eggs of animals that are well cared for, but know this, these foods are for this world only. For in the lower heavens, the cherubim eat but fruit, and in the higher heavens, they eat only heavenly essences. That lines up perfectly with what Owaspy teaches us. Remember how you can see it in a few books, but there is one where it goes into detail about those who pass away that ate a flesh diet and how they would be fed. They would take them to the butcheries, people who are cooking meat. Hey, babe. People who are cooking meat, and they would eat off the essences of those rotting fleshes being cooked and stuff. And but as they get higher, it's like the fruit and the essence from nature, the trees and all of this stuff. It literally goes into detail about this in Owaspy, right? Okay, let me read that again. That's good. Commandment 7. You may eat the milk and eggs of animals that are well cared for, but know this, these foods are for this world only. For in the lower heavens, the cherubim eat but fruit, and in the higher heavens, they eat only heavenly essences. Commandment 8, you shall cultivate honesty within yourself and in every relationship. Commandment number 9, you shall forgive yourself when you stumble, and likewise forgive others of their shortcomings. And commandment number 10, love Yahweh within and around you, and love every creature as yourself. For lo, love is the way, the truth, and the life, and none find Yahweh except by love. You see how in the New Testament they chop and screw that, right? I am the way, the truth, and the life, and nobody find the Father but by me, Jesus Christ. Bro, it's lies. Creator is found by love only. So you can't have the prophets of Baal talking about the church and call them the prophets of Baal. They don't know it, but they are. Right? They just been taught wrong. They ignorant. They they're teaching you the very thing Apostle Paul talked about, right? Preaching another gospel. Matter of fact, Apostle Paul came in preaching another gospel other than the way of true Creator. But if you don't read it, if you don't pay attention, you get tripped up and you don't even see what's happening right in front of your face. I'm gonna read that again. Commandment number 10 is verse 25 on page 304, the book of Moses. Love Yahweh within and around you, and love every creature as yourself. For lo, love is the way, the truth, and the life, and none find Yahweh except by love. Let all Israel, excuse me. Hold on. What's that, babe? I did. That's not open? You open the big table? Yeah. But if that one is I mean, shucks, I haven't used it probably in about a month. I just use little Keurig cups. That's the one? Okay, cool. Just me, shalom, shalom. Okay, verse 26, page 304. Let all Israel receive these 10 commandments, for behold, these commandments are not only for Israel, but for every nation and religion. Behold, Moses went to the people of the villages that Aaron planned to attack. In each village, he proclaimed the 10 commandments and warned the impending attack of the Jacobites. Then Moses said, your small village cannot fight off these Jacobites, for their numbers are too great. But any among you that so desire may enter the Nazarene encampment and find sanctuary there. Yea, you may join our pilgrimage to Cush. And in each village, some accepted the offer of sanctuary. But in each village, most chose to stay and fight the Jacobites. Chapter 12. And this is the last chapter. The Jacobite Jews become Aaronite Jews. The Nazarenes return to Cush. Then Moses went to the Jacobite encampment. Remember, the Jacobites are Israel. Then Moses went to the Jacobite encampment, for lo, Aaron had separated his people from the Nazarenes, making a separate encampment. And when Moses entered the Aaronite encampment, he saw them making weapons. And in the center of their camp, excuse me, I'm sorry, I was laughing so hard last night. You know how you laugh and then you start coughing, it like brings up stuff from your lungs and everything? Okay. Laughter is truly like a medicine. All right. Verse 3. And when Moses entered the Aaronite encampment, he saw them making weapons, and in the center of their camp, they had built an altar. And on the altar, they were sacrificing a calf. Moses was moved with compassion for the calf, whose golden fur was stained red with blood. And Moses declared to them who danced before the bloody sacrifice, gather all your people to this place, for Yahweh has given me 10 commandments for all the people of this world. Call your people here, and I will declare the 10 commandments. Lo, most of the Jacobites had great respect for Moses, for they knew that this Nazarene had freed them from Pharaoh. And so they began to gather in one place, that Moses may speak unto them. Then Aaron said to Moses, it will take some time for the people to gather. Walk with me for a while and talk. For lo, I wish to be the first to receive the 10 commandments. I bet you are, because you gonna chop and screw it up, Aaron. I ain't even finished reading it, but I just know the shenanigans. Moses walked with Aaron into the wilderness, and they were followed by Aaron's guards, who now carried spears. And when they were out of the hearing encampment, and when they were out of hearing of the encampment, Aaron said, now read me the 10 commandments. After Moses read them, Aaron was angry and shouted, how dare you force your religion unto us? Well, see, there you go. This is why the 10 commandments is changed. Right? Hold on. Aaron. Y'all know how long I did the Aaronic blessing? Y'all know how long I did the Aaronic blessing in my videos. Oh my God. Listen, after Moses read them, I told my children the Aaronic blessing. They know it by heart. It's deep down in their shanana, y'all. Listen, after Moses read them, Aaron was angry and shouted, how dare you force your religion onto us? Your commandments are Nazarene and are not for us. We believe in no goddess. Like the women, no, it's the men all day long. We believe in no goddess. And our Yahweh is a God of war. Yea, he is an angry and jealous God, and he makes war on all those who stir his wrath. You have rendered us a service, and for that I will spare your life. But you will not again enter our encampment. See, I know it. Israel never had a chance to hear the true words that came from Creator. They never had a chance because of the Aaronic priesthood. Yea, he is an angry and jealous God, and he makes war on those who stir his wrath. You have rendered us a service, and for that I will spare your life. But you will not again enter our encampment. If you approach our encampment, you will be killed. Moses, deeply saddened, said, I ask one thing. Since you would not permit me to enter your encampment to read the 10 commandments to your people, I ask you to read them to your people. Yea, read them to your people and tell them this. Any who desire to abide by these commandments may go to the Nazarene encampment and join the pilgrimage to Cush. That way your people will have a choice. Aaron replied, the idea that there be commandments is good. I shall compose a list of commandments. I'm about to call Aaron a name. Then I will read to the people your commandments, and I will read mine. And as you request, I will give the people a choice. If they prefer your commandments, they may join the Nazarene encampment. Otherwise, they may remain with me and my God. Aaron's guards escorted Moses back to the Nazarene encampment. Then they took position on a hill to watch the Nazarene encampment. For behold, Aaron had ordered them to kill Moses should he leave the Nazarene encampment. Clearly he didn't. Aaron did not keep his agreement with Moses. That's what I was talking about. Him not keeping his agreement, not Moses leaving the encampment, right? Because he was a lion. Ain't nobody gonna touch him. Even all his guards, he would have, in a moment, in a second, he would have did away with them. Verse 39. Aaron did not keep his agreement with Moses. Lo, he took the tablet of stone with the 10 commandments of Moses, Yahweh, and broke it, saying, These commandments are from the Nazarene, Yahweh. But I will ask my God for guidance, and I will write commandments for my people. Yea, I will rewrite our scriptures, for the scrolls were burned by the Egyptians, and all that remain are the stories of the elders. Hold on. And after stories of the elders, it's reference number 1. And number 1 at the bottom of page 305 says, previously in the Holy Megillah, we learned that at the time of Jacob, the Canaanite religion split into 2 religions, Jacobite and Amalekite. Excuse me, y'all. Oh my goodness. Trying to clear my throat. You know how you feel it there? It's just not quite clear. Mr. Murphy, keep your comments to yourself. Reference number 1 at the bottom. Previously, hold on. I don't know if y'all heard what he said. You better not repeat that. Hold on. Look, I need something hot.
I got some hot. What you need?
Give me some tea.
You say tea? What's it at?
Yeah, it's a tea cup.
Oh.
In the door. No, the other side. The little the curate cup. No, because sometimes I don't. Yeah, that right there.
You don't know what?
Okay, let me read this footnote, y'all. Gloria, shalom, shalom. How different this world would be if this book had been shared instead of Aaron's revised lies. It would be so different. Look, I agree. It appeases the flesh, right? Listen, yeah, that'll work. Okay, the footnote. Previously in the Holy Megillah, we learned that at the time of Jacob, the Canaanite religion split into 2 religions, Jacobite and Amalekite. The religion of Amalek was a continuation of the Canaanite religion, whereas 6. Oh, well, I mean, stop it, because that's going to run too much water through it. Just lift it up. Yeah, lift it up and close it back. Okay, close it. Hit 6. Is it on? Yeah, now lift the top up and put it back down with a light flash. Yeah, okay. It's good. Yeah. You gotta close it and then, yeah, hit 6. Thanks. Okay. The religion of Amalek was a continuation of the Canaanite religion, whereas the religion of Jacob was a departure from that religion. Though Jacob broke away from the Canaanite religion, he nevertheless carried over certain elements, including animal sacrifice. Jacob's religion was somewhat influenced by the Nazarene religion, becoming more benign, and was the beginning of what Nazarenes called Jacobites. The Jacobites called themselves Judaism, taking that name from the Nazarene lions that so impressed Jacob. However, from the time of Aaron's rewriting of the Jacobite scriptures, the Nazarenes began to call that form of Judaism Aaronite, right? So now we have the Aaronite Jews, which is clearly what we see mostly all over the world today, right? Okay, So go back up. I'll reread verse 42. Yea, and I will rewrite our scriptures, for the scrolls were burned by the Egyptians, and all that remains are the stories of the elders. Now Aaron knew that his people were gathering to hear the 10 commandments of Moses, and so he spoke to them, saying, Moses gave me a tablet of commandments to read to you. Dastardly. For behold, wow. For behold, he is angry with you, for you have not obeyed me to the satisfaction of Moses. Wow. Behold, though it was a family secret, Moses is my brother. For he was born during the 7 years of Pharaoh's decree that all male babies of the Jews be put to death. Wherefore his true identity was hidden, that he might survive. Lo, the words of Aaron were but lies, for Aaron was no brother of Moses. What? Listen, I wonder if they just saying, well, according to this, they were not. Hold on. I don't think they were related at all. Hold on. All right. Verse 48. No, 47. Behold, though it was a family secret, Moses is my brother, for he was born during the 7 years of Pharaoh's decree that all male babies of the Jews be put to death. Wherefore his true identity was hidden, that he might survive. Lo, the words of Aaron were but lies, for Aaron was no brother of Moses. And the scriptures that Aaron wrote put many words into the mouth of Moses that he never spoke. Remember in Owaski where it was talking about this, and Moses, he kind of complained to Creator. He said, listen, and kind of sum it up, but he essentially almost said this. He said, they're putting words into my mouth, and everybody going to think that I really did this throughout the generations. They calm Moses down, say, Moses, don't worry about it. There's going to be a generation of people that come that's going to set this right? That's us, baby. Hey. We learned the truth about Moses. And that's literally what it says. Some of them say, don't worry about it. It says it's going to be a generation that comes that's going to correct all of this as they begin to wake up, right? And they're going to be in the Cosmon era. That's us. Listen. Because all the scriptures and stuff being revealed, we getting a hold of stuff and we reading it. Listen. Verse 51. And the scriptures that Aaron wrote put many words in the mouth of Moses that he never spoke. Moses led the Nazarenes to Cush. There they formed 7 villages, and on the holy mount a mother temple was built. Moses lived at the mother temple with his wife and her sisters until the sisters married and built homes nearby. See, Moses is a true guardian of the honeypots, right? When it's time for them to go, he let them go. He loved women, but he did not violate them. He kept them safe. Kind of like a covering, right? But we don't want to get into all that. But it's kind of like what he was for them until they were married, because they were still young virgins. Moses lived at the mother temple with his wife and her sisters until the sisters married and built homes nearby. Moses had one child by Shalisha, a daughter named Jochebed, in memory of his mother. And the Nazarene religion of the Essene way was again practiced in Cush. Moses lived to a very old age, then ascended to El Cush. Behold, for many generations after Moses, the Nazarenes lived in peace in Cush. But then the Amalekites, whose numbers had grown very large, burned the Nazarene villages and killed many of the holy ones. Once again, the Nazarenes were forced into dispersion. Once again, the survivors sang Sha'ar Yashub, which means a remnant shall return. And that's the end of the book of Moses. This was really good. So remember, there's a video that talks about this a little bit, and it's in my title, and I think I also put it in my thumbnail. It's entitled A Remnant Shall Return. That goes into a little bit deeper detail about this. And I think this is where the Christians get things all mixed up, talking about a rapture and everything. And it's not that the same people are coming back. It's talking about generations of people who will be born that will walk in these ancient ways of life and love. That's the remnant that shall return. It's the spirit of truth and love that's being born into these people, right? Those who walk the true path of creator in this world, leading all those upward and onward, right? In true development. That's the remnant, right? That remnant shall return. We are part of that remnant who has returned, and the remnant will keep returning as the generations progress. They're going to look different. They're going to sound different. They are going to be different, but the spirit is the same, and it comes from Creator. All right, y'all. So I really love that book. Everybody needs to read this particular book of Moses. Hold on, let me grab my tea.
That's all you wanted? That's enough?
Yeah, I ain't putting nothing in it. I probably should put some honey in it. Oh my God, what flavor was this? Let me get some honey.
I told you, you said you want a chai.
Yeah, chai. Okay. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's a little different. I had a couple different flavors in here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just my taste buds. Oh no, I put some in there. I don't know. Thanks, babe.
I command you to do everything I want you to do.
Thanks, babe. Oh yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay. All right, where we at? We've been here 45 minutes. Oh, we're getting into let me see. The next book is The Glory of Kings, being an account of the splitting of the kingly line of Abraham and a prophecy of the healing of the split, including revelation of the Queen of Sheba. Let's see. Oh, Samson and Delilah, the miracle of Elijah. Oh, where he saved 450 pagans from the Aaronites. Okay. 450 pagan priests from the Aaronites. Okay, let's see. Let's read. Oh, let's read 2 chapters. One is pretty short. And then we'll I don't know. I give y'all a little bit of I don't know. Maybe we'll read one. We'll see. Okay, chapter 1. We're on page 307. Reflections on the kingly line of Abraham. Quashab. Behold the glory of the kingly line of Abraham through his son Isaac, who came to earth as Noah. Yea, this is not the glory of man, but the glory of the seventh heaven come to earth. For lo, what is glory? Is not true glory the resplendent radiance and magnificence of spiritual light, to which all worldly glories are but a dim imitation? And is not the seventh heaven of this world the temple of light within the sun? And do not Abraham and Sarah reign there as king and queen of the cherubim? And did they not sacrifice their son Isaac by permitting his great sacrifice? And when Isaac took off his glorious robe of light, which was his by right as prince of the cherubim, and rolled a sunbeam to earth to take birth in the humble rags of man, behold, was not his glory magnified rather than diminished? Ponder the last question, O brethren and sisterin, in the silence of the deep. For lo, only those who live that answer truly understand glory. All others will taste pain until they find the pearl within. That's beautiful. That's good. Because the more you sit and think about things, like I find myself, this is good. I find myself as the days go on, I find myself even thinking about this platform here, how I'm like, man, as you really sit and meditate and think about things, I don't want this to be a place where people come and argue about stuff and different religion and who's right and who's wrong. As I think about truth, and as we get ready to prepare to like travel the world and take our children just to see things and experience different cultures and understand how the Creator has created us, a lot of this stuff that we argue about, religion, type of people this and a type of people that, and who's better, who's not better, who's going to go to hell, who's going to go to heaven. All of that is just distraction off of what we're really here to do, you know. So I have been pondering lately how long I'm going to keep this platform, you know. But I definitely want to finish some of the stuff that I said. But I think as we travel, it's going to be more than just reading from these ancient scrolls, right? We want to actually travel the world and experience the different parts and the different cultures. That's one of the things that I love the most about being in the military, the traveling part, and being able to meet different people, and even not being so super spiritual that I wouldn't walk into a mosque, right? Learning about their culture or whatever. Okay, make sure I find out what's respectful, so I don't just go in there any kind of way just because I'm American. I don't care about none of that. You know, being respectful of their culture just to learn about it. I think that's what really matters, because how can you really, like, if everybody is here, if we're all connected in some way, we need to find ways where we can we need to find common ground with different things where we can begin to relate to one another and learn things from them, you know. So this lesson says, ponder that last question, O brethren and sistren, in the silence of the deep. For lo, only those that live that answer truly understand glory. All others will taste pain until they find the pearl within. You know, just sit and think about meditation, the beauty and the glory of it all, the diversity, how creator, I mean, the diversity in everything, and not just nature, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the people kingdom, like all of these things, the different thoughts, the different personalities, all of these things. It's like we worry about things this small that don't even matter in comparison to all of what this world is that we've been put in. And I just don't want to be stuck in one place, you know. So as I grow, this platform is going to grow, and y'all gonna get to see the world with us. You know, may change it to I don't know, but it's definitely going to change over time here. Okay, let me read this again. We'll keep going. Ponder that let me just read it over. I'm gonna go back to verse 1. Chapter 1, Reflections on the Kingly Line of Abraham, Quashab. Behold the glory of the kingly line of Abraham through his son Isaac, who came to earth as Noah. Yea, this is not the glory of man, but the glory of the seventh heaven come to earth. For lo, what is glory? Is not true glory the resplendent radiance and magnificence of spiritual light, to which all worldly glories are but a dim limitation? I'm sorry, but a dim imitation? And is not the seventh heaven of this world the temple of light within the sun? And do not Abraham and Sarah reign there as king and queen of the cherubim? And did they not sacrifice their son Isaac by permitting his great sacrifice? And when Isaac took off his glorious robe of light, which was his by right as prince of the cherubim, and rolled a sunbeam to earth to take birth in the humble rags of man, behold, was not his glory magnified rather than diminished? Ponder that last question, O brethren and sistren, in the silence of the deep. For lo, only those who live that answer truly understand glory. All others will taste pain until they find the pearl within. For the glory of man is not the glory of Jah, and the glory of kings is not what the worldly presume it to be. Selah. Chapter 2, the revelation of the Queen of Sheba. And chapter 2 is pretty long. It is 150 verses. Where we at? We're at 52 minutes. I think we're just going to go ahead and read through it, and we're going to pause after that. The net, greetings. Hey, girl. Hey. I know it's real early where you be at. So thank you for hanging out with us. All right, y'all. Chapter 2, page 307. Revelation of the Queen of Sheba. Beloved, who is the Queen of Sheba? Over whom does she reign? Where is her place? What is her nation? Whom does she serve? When will you see her? When will her work be accomplished? there are many queens of Sheba, yea, and many kings of Sheba. For we read in the Holy Megillah, when a prince, having opened the 7 seals, and with great diligence and persistence, having successfully ripened the fruit within himself, attains oneness with the 7 roots and 7 branches, he shall be a king of 7. So remember this chapter. I forget exactly which one it was, but if you go back, it is in the book of Enoch, definitely, because I remember when we was talking about his daughter, she became a queen of 7, right? So just to sum it up, becoming a king of 7 or a queen of 7 means that you've mastered yourself. You've unlocked the 7 seals on the inside of you. The Eastern world calls it the chakras, right? The energy systems that go along the spine, the endocrine system. When you unlock those, you purify those, you become a king or the queen of 7, meaning you've mastered yourself. And after you master yourself, you literally open yourself up to the heavenlies, and holy wisdom can now begin to flow into you because you have been authorized, so to speak, to go to higher levels because you did the work within. You did your shadow work, the work within you. You've had your come to Jesus moment, whatever, right? And began to develop. Listen, when a prince, having opened the 7 seals, and with great diligence and persistence, having successfully ripened the fruit within himself, attains oneness with the 7 roots and 7 branches, he shall be a king of 7. For he now rules 7 kingdoms of the land within him, which are the 7 Sephirot. Even so, he rules in the names of Jah and Jala, king and queen of the all. For only he who bows low before Jah reveals the code, which is the crown of humility. When you bow your crown low, you actually get a crown from the heavens placed on you, right? The code, the crown of glory. For only he who bows low before Jah reveals the code, which is the crown of humility. And only that one will know the kether, which is the crown of royalty. So the code is the top of your hard head, right? You bow that low, the code, and then you will know the kether, the crown of glory. For only he who bows low before Jah reveals the code, which is the crown of humility, and only that one will know the kether, which is the crown of royalty, which is the fruit of the 7th branch. And when a princess does likewise, she becomes a queen of 7. Behold, in the tongue of the Nazarene, the word Sheba means 7. Wherefore, the queen of 7 is the queen of Sheba. And it is revealed in the Holy Megillah that any princess, having opened the 7 seals and become one with the 7 roots and 7 branches of the tree of life, becomes a queen of Sheba. And any prince who does likewise becomes a king of Sheba. But who are princes and princesses? Lo, to be a prince or a princess, must we be born into the bloodline of worldly kings and queens? We read in the Holy Megillah, behold, the treasure within the ark is the fruit of the tree of life. And the Nazi, the prince, and the Naziyah, princess, are they who make a sincere effort to open the 7 seals to taste the fruit. Sincere effort is steady progress in Omna. Remember, Omna is instruction. Steady progress in instruction. Sincere effort is steady progress in Omna with diligence, persistence, and loyalty with right motive. The right motive is to serve Jah by serving creation, motivated by love. Wow, I do that on a highlighter. I need a different one. This is good. Verse 25, page 308. In the light of the Holy Megillah, we see that each man and woman, whatever their worldly bloodline, may become a true prince or true princess if they be spiritual seekers. Yea, and each may go on to become a king or queen of Sheba if they open the 7 seals and taste the fruit of the tree of life. And that fruit is the treasure within the ark. But you may ask, what are the 7 seals? And you may ask, what is the ark? Beloved, again we find our answers in the Holy Scripture. Yea, we read in the Holy Megillah. Behold, each branch of the tree of life corresponds with a root, and the place upon the spine of the tree whereat each branch meets its root is an Ophan Ha Galgal, a whirling circle, right? Or the chakra, swirling pools of energy, right? Behold, each branch of the tree of life, up, we can see that inside of us, up and down our spine. That is the tree of life, from the root all the way to the crown. If you open up our bodies, you can see that tree, right? Behold, each branch of the tree of life corresponds with a root, and the place upon the spine of the tree whereat each branch meets its root is an Ophan Ha Gagal, a whirling circle or a vortex. And the 7 whirling circles are called Sephiroth, for they are energy channels encoded with numbers and letters. There are 7 Sephiroth. There's another chapter in here where it goes into deep detail about the 7 Sephiroth, the whole chakra system. Matter of fact, it's in a title and it's in the thumbnail about the chakras and the colorful rainbow and all that stuff. But not the colorful the rainbow bridge, not that one, but in the rainbow bridge is also talking about the chakras, but I forget which one it is. Check out the thumbnails. My thumbnails reveal it all. Okay. Verse 33, and the 7 whirling circles are called Sephiroth, for they are energy channels encoded with numbers and letters. There are 7 Sephiroth. Each Sephirah is located in a certain area of the spine of the tree. The spine is within the trunk of the tree, and the trunk is called Aron Ha-Otzar, the treasure box, for it is the Ark of the Covenant. While people are looking for this ark outside of us, they're not realizing they're carrying this precious treasure box on the inside of them. They just have to get the key to unlock it, right? For when Jaja created the mother ovum, Jaja remained in heaven most high, but Jaja made a covenant with you, promising not to abandon you and to remain connected to all within the mother ovum through the center branch. And the center branch is the Nahar Nahara, the river of light. And the Nahar Nahara flows down the spine of the tree of life, or the sacred chrism oil, right? It makes its descent once a month down the spine. And the Nahar Nahara flows down the spine of the tree of life. And within the treasure box, which is the Ark of the Covenant, are the 7 Sephiroth. And upon the treasure box are 7 seals. Upon each seal is the signet of Jaja, the king and queen, for the treasure belongs to Jah and Jala and is to be shared with their royal children, the prince and princess of Jaja. And each seal corresponds with the Sephiroth. And upon each seal inscribed in light is a Kol HaKoach, a sound of power. If you remember these chakra charts that I gave y'all, it has the sounds of power. And when you sit and you meditate and you begin to hum, or you don't even have to hum, you can play the sounds, right? But you just have to focus. It begins unlocking those seals on the inside of you as you develop. As you develop. Okay, it broke. It still tastes the same.
Looks like someone bit out of it.
No, it broke. You can eat it or not. It still tastes the same. It just broke in half. Y'all know how kids are funny with their food. I remember I used to be like that. Like if they're eating a sandwich or something and it's not perfectly together, maybe the cheese or something is sliding off, they throw a fit because now they feel like it's not gonna taste the same. The sandwich is all messed up, bro. Push it back in there. He asked me he's have a slice of this pound cake. Yeah, go ahead. And he looked at it. It was broke. And he like, I'm like, bro, it still tastes the same. It just broke in half. He put it back and walked up. Of course, we know that's Isaiah. He get honestly, I used to do that a lot. I know my mom and my dad want to knock me out sometime. Matter of fact, my aunt, I think that's how along the lines how I got my little nickname that one of my aunts called me. They called me Miss Privilege. She called me Miss Privilege. Okay. All right, let's go back. Verse 43. And each seal corresponds with a sephiro, and upon each seal inscribed in light is a kol ha-kawak, a sound of power. Behold, these 7 sounds of power are not the 14 sounds of power of the 7 branches and 7 roots, but are the 7 sounds of ecstasy that come from the mating of the branches and the roots. And that mating is the meeting of each branch with its corresponding root at a certain spot upon the spine of the tree. Yea, at each spot of meeting, which is a merging of 2 as one, is a seal. And upon each seal inscribed in light is a kol ha-kawak, a sound of power. And that sound is whispered in the ear of those who take initiation into the Nazarene religion. Verse 50. In the light of the Holy Megillah, we have seen that there are many kings and queens of Sheba. Yea, and we have seen that the Ark of the Covenant and the 7 seals are within the tree of life. Behold, the Megillah will now reveal another truth to us. Yea, we shall see that the tree of life is within us and all around us. For behold, we are the book of life. We read in the Holy Megillah. All of this is so good. I'm going through highlighting different lines. All of this is good. Hold on. Kol ha-kawak. Okay. Verse 55 on page 309. Isaiah looks like me. You should see him right beside his other brother. Now, y'all have never seen Jordan. If y'all know my family a little bit, we have another son, right? He lives with his mom in Illinois. But he is what are we? We about to be married 22 years. He'll be 22, right? If you put him beside his older brother Jordan is Elijah, then Jordan, then Jeremiah, right? So if you put Isaiah right beside Jordan, you would think they have the same mama and daddy, and that they literally look like twins. I kid y'all not. I kid you not. I'm like, how is this even possible? He looks like us. Clearly, they got the same daddy or whatever. But Isaiah, they're what? They're about I gotta do my math. Isaiah's what? How old is Isaiah? Isaiah's 8. Is he 8? 6, 8? Yeah. Isaiah's 8. Jordan is 21. He about to be 22. Right? And they are literally spitting images of one another. Y'all think he looked like me? I ain't never seen. I mean, identical twins look like identical. Even if you look at their baby pictures, they look like the same baby. I'm like, this is amazing. Okay. Let's go back. Let me just go back up to 50. In the light of the Holy Megillah, we have seen that there are many kings and queens of Sheba. Yea, and we have seen that the Ark of the Covenant and the 7 seals are within the tree of life. Behold, the Megillah will now reveal another truth to us. Yea, we shall see that the tree of life is within us and all around us. For behold, we are the tree. For behold, we are the book of life. We read in the Holy Megillah, yea, the 7 sephiro upon the spine of the tree of life are found upon you, for the tree is within you and all around you. Yea, you are the Sefer Chaim, the book of life. And only when you read yourself, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Another little twist they done put on the Christian scriptures in the New Testament, right? Listen, I'm going to read this again. Remember, you are the book of life. Yea, the seven sephir roll upon the spine of the tree of life are found upon you, for the tree is within you and all around you. Yea, you are the Sefer Chaim, the book of life. And only when you read yourself, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Verse 58, page 309. Beloved, we now unlock another mystery. Oh, there we go. I need the different highlighters. Beloved, we now unlock another mystery. Again, the key that unlocks this mystery will be the Holy Scroll. Of what mystery do I speak? I speak of the mystery of Hanukkah, the Queen of Sheba, she whom the Megillah calls the Queen of the Ark. For lo, though many Nazarenes have attained the initiatic level of Queen of Seven, Sheba, only Hanukkah has been given the title Queen of the Ark, and only she has been given her specific mission. Soon we will consider her mission, but first consider this. There are many Christs, yet there are only two supreme Christs, the Lord Jadeh and the Lady Janah. Yea, many others have been initiated into the Christ family and are rightly called Christ. Yet when we say the Christ, the wise know we speak of the supreme Christ, the Lord and Lady. I tell you truly, it is the same when we speak of the Queen of Sheba. For though many have attained the initiatic level of Queen of Sheba, when we say the Queen of Sheba, the wise know of whom we speak. Yea, they know when we speak of Hanukkah. Yea, they know. Okay. For though many have attained the initiatic level of the Queen of Sheba, when we say the or the Queen of Sheba, the wise know of whom we speak. Yea, they know we speak of Hanukkah, the adopted daughter of Enoch. So remember, her name was Hanukkah. And if you go back there, matter of fact, I think her name is in that thumb note, but it's also the Queen of Seven. The book was really short about her, but it's probably about a week or two ago. Verse 69, yea, and though the ark of the eternal covenant is within you, there is also an ark of the written covenant that is not within you, but is a wooden box. And that wooden box is made from wood from the tree of life. And that box houses the first copy of the Holy Megillah. And that ark will play an important role in the future of this world. Yea, and Hanukkah, the Queen of Sheba, is the guardian of that ark. Lo, let us now read what has previously been revealed in the Megillah of her life and mission. Then in that light I will reveal even more. For it is my purpose to reveal the life and the work of the Queen of Sheba as the prelude to describing the splitting of the kingly line of Abraham. The night before his ascension to El-Cush, Enoch met with Hanukkah and revealed unto her the mysteries of the Ark of the Covenant. He said, behold, the Ark of the written covenant, which holds the record of the eternal covenant of Jah with the children of the mother Ovum. Before I ascend unto El-Cush, I will reveal certain mysteries of this box and the scroll within it. For I tell you truly, you who as a babe I remember this, because I got all choked up the first time I read it. It completely caught me off guard. Listen, this is good. Y'all got to go back to that video. For I tell you truly, you who as a babe who found sanctuary within the ark are forever bonded with it. Yea, you whom the Megillah served as bed will forever serve the Megillah. For you are the Queen of Seven of the Ark of the Covenant. And even as you preserve the original scroll written by the hand of Abiel, you will guide the hand of future leaders of our priesthood as they prepare copies of the scroll in other ages. Yea, you will decide what should be added and what subtracted for the benefit of each age. And that goes into detail with each age, because As the ages progress, some things that were good then may not be good for this certain age. So as the ages develop and things were kind of outdated due to the current development of the human race, things like that, they were subtracted, and updated things were added in there, right? Okay. Verse 84. Yea, you will decide what should be added and what subtracted for the benefit of each age. This you will do from the time of your ascension unto El Cush until the last coming of the Lord and Lady. Yea, the Lord and Lady will come twice in flesh. And when the last days come, the holy Megillah, long suppressed by the dark powers, will again go forth into the world. And you will guide the hands that prepare the scrolls. For behold, you are the queen of the ark. Hey, son.
I walked down here and smelled coffee.
Would you like some?
With no creamer?
That was a joke. Listen. Hold on. And when the last days come, the holy Megillah, long suppressed by the dark powers, will again go forth into the world, and you will guide the hands that prepare the scroll. For behold, you are the queen of the ark. Lo, if you wonder what might be added to the sacred scripture, know this: in the years to come, there will be prophecies, teachings, and deeds worthy of inclusion in the Megillah, even the first coming of the Lord and Lady in flesh. And if you wonder what might be subtracted from the sacred scripture, know this: if all the prophecies that concern each generation were compiled throughout time, the scroll would be too heavy to lift, yea, and too long to read. Wherefore the prophecies and chronicles of former generations that are not pertinent to the blessedness of the future generations may be subtracted, but the writings that are pertinent must not be subtracted. And always the portion written by the hand of Abdiel and all words spoken by Jaja and Elohim shall be preserved. And if you wonder who will make such important decisions, I answer: the Queen of Seven of the Ark of the Covenant, for she has been chosen by the Lord and Lady, yea, and chosen by the Megillah. And if you wonder, is not even the queen of the ark fallible? Might not even the chosen one err? I answer: the best guides are those who are best guided. They said this earlier too. The best guides are those who are best guided, and she is guided directly by Elohim. Yea, they watch her every breath. They have chosen her, and they abandon not their chosen. Yea, the holy Hanukkah, yea, holy Hanukkah, you have been chosen. Wherefore certain mysteries will now be revealed. Lo, receive now the mysteries of the ark of the written covenant. First, let us consider the ark, which is the box that houses the Megillah. Clearly, this is no ordinary box. Indeed, it is a magical box. For behold, other wood would eventually rot, but this wood rots not, neither does it age. For this box is made from wood from the tree of life, and that wood was freely given. For when Abdiel sat in meditation beneath the tree, it spoke to him, saying, Abdiel, the scripture you have written shall be called the Megillah, the Nazarene Bible of the Essene way. Though your scribes shall make copies, let the original copy, written by your hand, be housed in a box made from wood from my center branch. Then lo, the tip of the center branch fell from the holy tree, landing beside Abdiel. And before his very eyes, the wood transformed itself into a box without any work by man. And the box was covered by Nazarene symbols carved by the tree itself. And then the tree healed itself. Yea, the center branch grew a new tip. And then the tree shed leaves, saying, these leaves are for the healing of all beings. Then behold, the leaves became pulp and formed themselves into a scroll upon which Abdiel transcribed the Megillah. So everybody is thinking y'all smoking weed. This is for the healing of the nations. No, my G. It's the words given from the Creator that's the healing for the nations. And just in case you haven't figured that out yet. Okay. Then behold, the leaves became pulp and formed themselves into a scroll upon which Abdiel transcribed the Megillah. Then he placed the holy Megillah in the ark of the written covenant. Yea, the ark of the covenant is no ordinary box. Behold, though Cush has fallen, the very essence of Cush, as it was before the fall, remains within the fibers of this wood. And in the last days, when all seems lost, this box, buried in the bosom of fallen Cush, will send forth roots. And behold, the tree of life will return to this world at the last coming of the Lord and Lady. Lo, as there is both a true Yahweh and a false Yahweh, so will there be both a true ark of the covenant and a false. Both shall rise in Cush, the true ark being the gift of the tree to Abdiel, the false being a gift from Lucifer to Cain. And both arks will visit other lands, being in exile from Cush. And both arks will return to Cush. First, the false ark of the Canaanites, then the true ark of the Nazarenes. And the fallen church and the fallen Cush will glorify the false ark. And the true ark will be planted in the bosom of fallen Cush. Yea, by a lion it will be buried. And this will be a sign unto those with eyes to see. When the lion plants the seed of the tree, which is the ark, in the soil of fallen Cush, the last days have begun. And the last days is the name of the last age before the return of the Lord and Lady. And no one knows the number of years of the last age. For the last age will be numbered, not by years, but by the working out of certain prophecies. Everybody counting? 1,226 days or 226 years, 144,000. All these numbers, the prophecies, 2560, all of these different things. For the last age will be numbered not by years, but by the working out of certain prophecies. Behold, the above is what has been revealed in the Megillah about Hanukkah up to the glory of the kings. Now more will be revealed. And it's 150 verses. We're on 136, y'all. We almost done. Behold, the above is what has been revealed in the Megillah about Hanukkah up to the glory of the kings. Now, more will be revealed, but to receive, you must become empty like a child. That's good. Remember how I said, listen, when we're learning all this stuff, everything that you already learned, just put it to the side. You ain't got to throw it away yet. You will eventually, but just put it aside if you can't part with your false doctrine right now. Just put it aside. Just go before the Father with a blank slate, right? As a child. That's good. I said that earlier, but they say be empty like a child. That's good. I did not read ahead. Now more will be revealed, but to receive, you must become empty like a child. For lo, those filled with the opinions of the worldly will not receive this truth. Hanukkah, the queen of Sheba, lives. By that declaration, beloved, I mean this. Hanukkah, like Peter Hapen, has been granted physical immortality in this world that she may accomplish her mission. But her physical body is not like yours. She can run like a gazelle. She can leap like a leopard. She can fight like Judah. She can heal her wounds with but a thought. She can communicate without speaking with her mind, even over vast distances. She can conceal herself like a chameleon. Yea, she is of the Zeroa star and does her work behind the scenes. Oh my God. Hold up. No, I'm sorry. That's a personal thought, something that I have been meditating on. It's like literally almost these. Oh my God. Like I heard these words. Hold up. Oh, snap. Okay. Y'all, that was for my personal study. As I was reading this out loud, something just dawned on me. Okay. Let me go back. Verse 146. She can communicate without speaking with her mind, even over vast distances, and she can conceal herself like a chameleon. Yea, she is of the Zoroastrian star and does her work behind the scenes. Even so, from time to time, she interacts with mortal men and women that her work may be accomplished. And the stories of Samson, David, and Solomon are 3 of those times. And that's the end of chapter 2. We're going to get into Samson, Delilah, Elijah, and David starting tomorrow, right? So that is the end of our reading for today. This was really good. This is really good. I'm super excited. I want to read ahead, but I promised y'all I wouldn't. So I'm gonna wait. Hold on. All right, beautiful people. It is Sunday, June 11th, 2023, day 53 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets of the 5-year consecutive day count. It is day 1432. We finished reading the book of Moses today. We began on page 302, and then we started the glory of Kings, and we paused on page 312 after reading the first 2 chapters from there. And Father, we thank you for your amazing diversity. All right. Now let me go through these comments. Hold on. Wow. Tablet said, just yesterday I attended a funeral and the lesson was whose name is written in the book of life, but you guys know how they do it. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Have a great day. All those who had to fade to the background because they went to work. Y'all working on Sundays? I mean, I guess whatever. It is what it is. Everybody working all the time now. All right, y'all. Scroll through here. All right, y'all. So listen. Hold on. My daughter and I read a kid's book the other day. That was a really good lesson for the children. The Journey, Big Panda and Tiny Dragon by James Norbury. Great lesson for you guys with little ones. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Okay. I'm just scrolling through real quick. Make sure I miss a question. Lately, we haven't really been getting any questions, but I check anyway. I just saw this. Might get pushed. Look, it's just tea with a little honey. What's in it? Psilocybin? My brother had an amazing experience with some he had some psilocybin the other day. It'll take him to tell you his story, right? And I thought it was amazing. Listen to him. I'm just sum it up for you real quick. So I'm not sure my brother watching. Sometimes he is, sometimes he's not, right? But I'm gonna just give you the gist of it. So he had, I mean, just like all of us, he dealt with just certain things that we dealt with growing up. For the most part, like a deep anger and a rage. Like where that came from, it stemmed differently for each of us. But anyway, make a long story short, he had, before my father had passed away, he was living in Washington by this time. So my dad, even though we knew he was in a process of passing away, we were just kind of trying to keep tabs on everything just to make sure Jonathan could get home in time. But Jonathan didn't get to make it because when it happened, even though it was a process, we really thought we had just a little bit more time, even though we were preparing ourselves. But the day that it happened, it was like, man, it's sooner than what we thought, because it happened within like, okay, so my father, we had this program that we had put him in where they were kind of helping to like rehabilitate him a little bit with his movements and everything. But we knew he was like getting tired. And so my sisters and I, we had this conversation. We kind of talked about it, and we was like, yeah, we think he like really getting tired, and even going to the daily therapies and stuff. And they were just, giving us feedback. They were giving us feedback. Hold on. They was giving us feedback on him. You welcome, Paul. And they were saying that, they're not really seeing progress for real in different areas, yay, nay. And but we had began to notice, because we know our dad when he was in like his prime and his thoughts about everything. He didn't want to be a burden to anybody, right? And even a couple times when he had gotten hurt on a job where he needed a little bit of help, my mom was trying to help him one time. This was when he was an engineer, and a torch blew up in his hand, right? It blew up in his hand. I'll never forget this day. It's a couple different things. The torch blew up. He had to go to the hospital. He had like 3rd-degree burns all over his stomach, like all this stuff, right? And so to me as a child, seeing this like devastated, even though it didn't catch his face or anything, but all of this, like watching my mom like help to change his bandages and stuff, is really trying to help, in that process, because of, I would say, how proud my father is. He didn't really want anybody taking care of him. I remember just kind of like standing outside the room because it was too much for me to watch, the skin being messed up like that when my mom was trying to change his bandages. I remember him, and he didn't mean any harm by it, but he just didn't, he just don't want anybody taking care of him. And I remember hearing him say, "I'm not an invalid, Pinky." And I'm like, dang, what's an invalid? And I had to go get the dictionary and look it up. But now I understand. So make a long story short, as my dad was passing away, my brother didn't actually get a chance to make it, because when he started going down, my siblings, we had the conversation, well, maybe dad is just really hanging on just for us. So maybe, we don't want to see him in his pain, but if he wants to go, like if it's his choice to go, but he's hanging on because of us, because he think we're gonna, it's gonna hurt us, maybe we should let him know it's okay. So we had the conversation for a couple of days, and we had to just, are we really okay with this? Is it selfish of us to keep him here if he want to go? So we had the conversation over a few days, and we was like, okay, this is not about us, So it was okay with it. And then when I think it was legal, I said, Alicia, you're going to have to say that, because I don't know that I can say that to him, So we prepared ourselves a couple of days just to make sure, just to see if the non-progress is because of this, because that's what we was kind of picking up on. And so she finally had the conversation with him or whatever. And then from that day, literally from that day, when she said, Dad, if you want to go, it's okay. We're okay. We love you, and we don't want to see you in pain. And from that day, within hours of her saying that, like literally, I kid you not, he literally, that's what he was waiting on. He was literally holding on for us, so, but we didn't know that it was going to go that fast. And had we known that, we would have gotten Jonathan here before we had that conversation with our dad, right? So, but he literally passed away before Jonathan could get home. Like when I say like in a day, he went down like in a day, and Jonathan, he was all the way on the other side of the world in Washington State, and there was no way, with his situation, that he could get here like next day. So he missed it. So we had to FaceTime him, so he was FaceTime with us the whole time, and he watched our dad take his last breath on FaceTime. So that's kind of a little bit of backstory. So when he had his little experience with the psilocybin the other day, because he was upset that he wasn't here, and he had, some things that he still wanted to talk to dad about or whatever. But after our dad passed, it seemed like it got worse, but he just kind of held it in. But we could tell, but with his little experience he was sharing with us the other day, with his experience, he said when he took it, he said our dad came to him and they had this conversation. They got to talk and just like all this stuff. He said I'm just kind of summing up, not giving you details, but he said that this whole weight on his shoulders, it was like lifted, and he feels lighter, and his heart is, he was able to empty out his heart with all these things he didn't get to say. He said it was so real. He said dad was really there. I was talking to him. I said, I don't doubt that one bit. I don't doubt that one bit. So that was amazing. So I mean, ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of psilocybin, as long as it's regulated. I'm just saying, don't go try and do it by yourself. But
you gotta be in a safe place.
Yeah, you gotta be in a safe place. You gotta be in a safe place.
Safe place, safe
So
mind,
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. So that was that. That's how we started talking about the outro. What's in that tea? Psilocybin, LSD. Ooh. And I thought about Jonathan the other day. This literally happened like a couple days ago, my brother. Okay. So let me tell y'all about last night.
Oh my God, man.
Listen, so we went out to the comedy club. Guess who was in town? One of my husband's favorite artists, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I like his music too.
yeah,
But listen, so it was the Ha Ha Mafia and T.I., right? So everybody probably wondering, why is T.I. in comedy? Right? Well, listen. He said, because comedy is cheaper than therapy. I'm like, you know what? That is so true. But anyway, it was good. He's actually funny, right? And we watch his TV shows, you know.
Yeah.
All that I'm saying, he has a really good sense of humor. But to watch him in a different arena on stage in the comedy industry, it was a little bit different take. We didn't really know what to expect because like when we saw it on like TV and stuff, it was like, I don't want to see that. We know him for music. We just listen to his music, right?
Yeah,
but to see him in this capacity, the family hustle, to see him in this capacity, it was pretty dope, right? And he just looked like a natural.
No editing, nothing. It was straight raw.
Yeah, it was good. You know, so we really enjoyed ourselves. So we walked in.
But go ahead.
No, what you about to say?
I mean, the dude, there was all of them was funny.
Oh yeah, the whole lineup. That was good.
That was from Richmond, Virginia.
Local comedy.
Before he came on, I'm like, that's gonna be a hard one to beat. Coming right after him, I'm like, that dude was.
Yeah, I want to say, you know, I don't want to take away the spotlight from the headliner, but he was funnier than T.I.
He was hilarious. I mean, he was
like I was crying. That's why. Listen, I was laughing so hard with the dude from Richmond. That's why I was like, laughter is literally like a medicine. I was laughing so hard, I didn't even think it was nothing in my lungs. I'm like, oh my gosh, where's all of this coming from? That's how hard I was laughing, you know. So now I'm still kind of like doing that last time. I was like, well, that's good. You know, I noticed that happens when you get a good hard laugh because you're bringing up stuff that's deep in there, just cleanse you out. But anyway, so when we first walk in, right, super excited, husband, look, and we get to meet and greet too. So we actually got to meet them last night. Look, so when we come in and they go to seat us, you know, normally when we go, we like off up in the balcony or something, but that's the first time.
I want to be at.
Right.
I want to be up out the way in the
right,
dark.
right. So we was like, babe, we know we got VIP tickets and stuff. So we knew we was gonna be up in the front. No, G, put us when the lady walked us in, dude was like, oh yeah, take them to table 12, right? So we don't think nothing about table 12. Table 12 is literally touching the stage. Like our table is right at the stage, right there. My hand is on the stage. And we walked over there. James was like, oh no, wait, this our table? Can we like, is somebody? I'm like, no, please don't change us. Please don't change our table. My husband, he was so afraid of sitting in the front.
I don't like never sitting in the front. That's when you get joked, man.
Listen.
They right there. Everybody made eye contact. Looking at me like,
looking at us and,
you know. Crap, man. Don't start talking about nobody.
Listen, and we sitting right there. And he kept coming over there to our side, eyeing us. Man. Look, I'm like, oh, he gonna say something. I kept elbowing James. Listen, so he was like, man, before they came out or whatever, he's like, man, you can switch somebody. And the people's like, they looking like, who don't want to sit in the front? He said, you know, it's easy for people in the back may want to come up to the front, but ain't nobody in the front. Ain't nobody really ever asked to put us in the back. And I'm like, please do not move our table. We fine right here. I'm like, babe, you're going to be okay. Ain't nobody going to joke on you tonight. Listen. So he did, though. Y'all know Michael Collier. Go ahead, guy. Man, dog. He told
when we were walking out, we had a meet and greet then.
Yeah, it was a meet and greet with Michael Collier, too. What did he say to you, babe?
Damn, your chest like a box Chevy in front of everybody, man.
So that was super hilarious.
Everybody started laughing. I'm like, you know what? Y'all comedians, man, because the man with the mic win. You can't out-talk a person with a microphone. So
listen, look, so last night, after the meet and greet and all that stuff, we get to take our little pictures, right? So I'm like, super excited. Use my phone. Because my husband got the iPhone 4.
You go talking jokes about my phone.
Use my phone. I'm gonna upgrade you.
Get a big crack in just because you're trying to talk.
Listen, so I'm like, use my phone, right? Super excited. So we get up on stage and everything, and you know, and we get there, and dude snaps the picture. you know. And so, you know, all that's done, we walking off. And as I'm leaving off,
well, first of all, let me say this. First of all, you got everybody taking their individual, you know what I mean?
Oh,
couples,
yeah.
Couples taking their picture individually with Tip.
Everybody hopping up on stage with Tip.
So look, I'm like, you know, no, like couples, you know.
There was
the
one
man to take one by himself with Tip, the woman to take one by herself with Tip. When we got up there, I said, no, Tip, wait, no, we take one together.
Right. We all do
our pictures together. My woman without me in the picture. Nah.
Listen, look, so, but yeah, you know, so he was like, you know, I'm so glad you guys came. I appreciate you coming out to support. I'm like, dude, you funnier than what I thought, you know. So, but that was pretty dope last night. So, but anyway, I'm walking off the stage, dude, give me my phone back. And I'm still debating whether I'm gonna post this picture of us or not. Right? Listen, Hustle Gang need to get it together.
Well, I mean, he just only took one picture.
Like, how do you take
one click? That was
listen,
it.
How many of y'all, when somebody like, hey man, can you take our picture short? And you got trigger finger, boom, 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 boom. By the time you hand on the phone back, you done snapped up 50 pictures so they can choose from the best one. Like, it's a common courtesy at this point in life with cell phones, right? Everybody know you don't just take boop, one picture, there you go, right? You don't give us a choice. Now, men always take the best pictures the first time. You can catch them off guard and they look like Fabio or Mansa Musa. They always look perfect. One picture, that's all we need. Let's go. You know, women, hold on, girl, make sure you get my good side. Wait a minute, take that over. No, just keep snapping until we done. Right? Dude, take my phone. Boom, there you go. Matter of fact, he had it up there, and I'm thinking, yeah, he probably got about 20, 30 pictures up in that joint. Choose from the best one. Hand my phone back. We walking. All right, Tip. You know, we heading out. I'm looking. I'm like, wait, where the other pictures? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, he catch me. I'm like, babe, I look like I'm stroking out on the stage. I said, he only took one picture. I was like, we gotta go back. Babe, come on. It's all right. I'm like, how can I post this? I said, this is unpostable. I said, that killed the whole night for me. Yeah. I said, all this time we done waited, and he posts one picture.
I said, it's all right, man.
One.
She was like, would you post this? I'm like, I mean, just don't post it then. You know, just leave it alone, babe. It's not that serious. So for the whole ride out the garage, she blowing the picture up, staring at the picture like, look at this. Look at it. Would you? I'm like, baby, stop. First of all, I got to keep my eyes on the road and drive.
Look, you caught me mid-blink, changing position and facial expression. Like, how do you even catch a picture that looks like this and perfectly crisp, not even blurred, but you got me all in between the lines, that face where you shifting from one position to the next. It's like, how is this even possible to catch a pose like this? How do you even catch this? I look like I'm stroking out on stage.
That's what you say, man. You was just happy. You was cheating. Yeah.
I was going from one facial expression to the next. Listen, see you the picture. I was gonna send it to Alicia and Sherry last night. I was gonna say, look at this crap. And he only took one picture. Listen, I was too ashamed to send them the picture because they was gonna be joking on me. And James looking at it like, babe, it's okay. The picture looked fine. I said, you know what? I'm sick of you lying to me. I said, because anybody else will look at this picture and be like, God dang! And he started busting up laughing. I said, you know what? All of your pictures are perfect. I've never seen a bad picture of you. I said, and I cannot believe he only took one. I was not given a choice tonight. I said, this is not of the creator.
So what she was thinking about doing was editing the picture, taking some of her old face.
I'm like,
come on,
listen, look, I'm like, I'm going to have to find another one of my good pictures and have somebody Photoshop my face from a previous picture and put it up here. But their blending skills need to be real good. So I'm like, you know what?
It was a good night, though.
It was a good night.
Funny,
We
though.
had fun.
That's what it's about.
Listen, I'm just like,
You want to see your boy from Richmond in August. He's a good, he's
Yeah.
good, real talk. He funny.
so I think I might still post the picture. But I got to preface this picture with what actually happened. Like, I was not given a choice on pictures to choose from. Right? So let me put my little story together. Right? That way,
always go back and always try to edit. But you can't edit your life. You can't go back and say you can just make the future better.
This picture,
I gotta prep talk you because I'm like, babe, you gotta remember because you so
listen,
taking 50 shots. I'm like, no, it's okay. Just don't blink. You know what I mean? Just like always stay in front.
Y'all gonna see exactly what I'm talking about when I post this picture in a little while.
It's
It's just, I don't even know what to say.
It's okay.
But like, man, was this a comedy show for special needs? Like, who is this girl in the middle? Like, sis, I'm just like, this is unpostable. All right, y'all. So I'm done.
Is it because it was?
I'm done.
Is it because it was Tip or because it was just? Anybody?
No, y'all both look perfect in the picture.
Is it because it was Tip or is it because it was?
No,
anybody?
it's because I love comedy and I like to post our comedy adventures and stuff. But I look crazy in this picture. They were like, Pam, was you there drinking? You tell us that you was drinking tonight. You was drinking.
I won't be with you if you was drunk. If you drink or
listen.
It's gonna be better times ahead. Just remember that.
I'm like, bro, redo. We gotta take pictures, and don't let that same dude, unless you then train him how to take pictures, he can't take pictures no more. Matter of fact, you should have a woman from Hustle Gang taking pictures of everybody. Like me and just boop. All right, go. Put a woman on the camera. But as a courtesy, she gonna take 50, 60 pictures. Sis, choose which one you think is the best. I don't care about the 9:30 show. All right. Listen. All right, y'all. That's it. That's something else to say. Man, Mr. Perfect Picture Taker.
Nah, man. Nah. It was cool though. It was nice. I enjoyed myself.
I did too.
I didn't like the doggone the host because he was roasting everybody. And I'm like,
oh yeah, James over there sweating. He kept looking. Oh yeah, he was gonna light you up, but he probably saw it in your face like, "Don't even try it tonight, bro. Don't even try it tonight." You know what I mean? You got all right, y'all. My J's better than your J's. We'll be up here fighting down here on this little cafeteria stage.
I know, right? That's exactly what I thought.
Country Wayne, he said this is a cafeteria. He said it's a cafeteria. He said y'all can't even afford money for a real stage. All right, y'all, that's it. We out of here. I love y'all. I'm gonna post this crazy looking picture.
You didn't have a full battery. Blame it on that.
The battery ain't got nothing to do with the changing of my facial expressions through time. He caught me mid-switch. It's like somebody going to turn around. You don't take a picture of somebody while they turning around. Bro, I'm shifting positions. I didn't even have a chance to get my arm up around. I was switching position. All right, ready, click. I'm like, I'm done. But something, that's my pet peeve. Terribly taking pictures.
I think everybody probably goes through it. You know what I mean? Everybody probably.
All right, y'all.
You know what I mean? That look right.
I'm done. I need some psilocybin after last night. All right, y'all. I'm done. All right, y'all. I see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
But I see through you.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gold. I've been far away. I'm
What did you just do to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea. With a little honey.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
What?
A place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
To show you just how much you don't know. Open your eyes.
Been dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a coastline.
What's happening? This isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real, this is...
Dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a coastline.
His heart rate is getting dangerously high.
He looks all right to me. You think that this particular universe is all there is?
I don't need gravity, I need
What mysteries lie beyond the reach of your senses? Existence, mind and matter meet. Thoughts shape reality.
I don't need gravity, I just need growth. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Some benevolent and life-giving, filled with malice and hunger. Dark places where powers older than life and waiting.
I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Who are you in this vast multiverse?
I don't need gravity, I just need I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Have you seen that before in a gift shop?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Teach me.
No.
It's an earthquake rumble. I won't ever ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.